Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the third figure utilizing this very same body in 1 week's time on the Overlord Productions channel. Who is that, you might ask? Well, I'll tell ya. I'll friggin' tell ya. It's the DC Multiverse Collector's Edition Alan Scott Green Lantern, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. Now, I don't want people to think I have some strange infatuation with Alan Scott Green Lantern. I have a weird infatuation with the Dread Lantern Alan Scott from Dark Knight's Metal, because that design, I don't know how, but translates well into looking super evil as shit. But this, the OG design, nah, it never did anything for me. Well, then why'd you buy the figure? Because I don't have an Alan Scott, okay? I didn't have a regular one as the time I purchased this. So, with that in mind, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review, taking a look-see at the only two accessories that are of any use to Alan Scott. He's got a green flamey fist and, of course, a green lantern. That's all you get. You get no alt hands, you get no nothing else. Oh, actually, I lied. You get a handy-dandy McFarlane Toys trading card stand with a collectible trading card. Buy on the back. You can pause and read at your own leisure. You know, if the thing doesn't get all dark on us, what the hell? There you go. But Alan Scott Green Lantern. Let me move him aside for a moment. Okay. He costs $30. Which, you know, of course, I've said about almost all these collector's edition figures, they're not worth $30. Not to me. You're not getting enough in the box. A card stand is not something action figure collectors want. It's not something card collectors want. If a card collector's going to buy cards, they're going to straight up buy trading cards. They're not going to buy a figure that comes with one card. And by the way, for those of you who are going to give me shit about that statement, I date a card collector, okay? She is a connoisseur of some Pokemon cards, so don't give me your shit, okay? I don't want to talk about that. That said, here's the Dread Lantern Alan Scott, which to me is a better figure, with his flamey eyes and flamey sword. Look at the diapers. Look at them closely. Not too closely, because then you'll be branded a weirdo. But so long as you can see that there, you can see that his is normal. His is kind of hiked up a bit. Moving him out of the way. Take a closer look at this Alan Scott quick. Does come with the hockey puck display stand. We used to see him with all McFarlane Toys releases. This one has a nice little DC logo on it, though. You can see this Alan Scott, his diaper on mine is a little janky. I don't know if it's just warped or what, but I've heated this thing I don't know how many times to try and fix it, and it's not really working out. So maybe I just gotta keep at it, but I've tried pulling on it a little bit to get it up and over the tip here, and just nothing's really working. So, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. But other than that, I think it's a decent figure of Alan Scott. If this is your favorite Green Lantern ever, this is probably the best figure of him. Is it worth $30? Hell no, but I do like it. Bringing in the Dread Lantern again, you can see that he's got spiked gauntlets, whereas this guy just has regular gauntlets. And where he's got the flamey eyes, he's got the regular eyes. That said, it is the same figure, so I'm not going to talk about articulation here. I literally ran it down during the Dread Lantern Alan Scott video I posted Monday, so check that out if you haven't already. Again, would really appreciate it if you did. And he also utilizes a lot of the same parts as Red Tornado. Excuse me, Red Tornado, who was a Target exclusive, who costs $20 as well. So why this guy costs $30, I don't know. It is what it is. But I like the figure. I think he's cool. I don't like this diaper. I'm not a fan of that. It kind of gets hiked up on him, but what are you going to do? Put his freaking leg out to the side and deal with it, I guess. I'll be a bitch on Facebook. So, other than that, any issues I have with this guy? Not really. The wrists are pretty stiff. So I would advise you heat those before you move them. We'll say I did have to heat mine a couple times to get them to work, but they work fine now. Yeah, they both work pretty well. This one in particular is very tight. But, yeah, at any rate, I'm going to try and keep this review as short and sweet as possible, while still giving you the same little comparison clip we've been doing for these collector's editions, just because I like to see the whole wave together. But that's Alan Scott. It's the same as Dread Lantern Alan Scott, but with a card stand and different accessories and a slightly different head. But for the most part, it's the same thing. And we already did a video of that earlier in the week, as I said before. So check that out if you haven't already. But with that being said, get them centered there. So now move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Alan Scott. Not mean old Alan Scott. We looked at him the other day, remember? Alongside the other members of this very first wave of Collector's Edition figures from McFarlane Toys' DC Multiverse line, and an interesting bunch. We got the Superman, very classic in fact. And then we have Abyss, very modern. And then we go back to super retro classic with this Alan Scott. So this Collector's Edition line is going to be very diverse, I feel. And Wave 3, which I haven't reviewed yet on this channel. I don't have any of them as of the time I'm recording this video. Hopefully by the time I post it, however, I will at least have the Return of Superman, and Crypto the Superdog. But that wave is very interesting as well. But the wave after this one and before that one with Hawkman, Sinestro, and Firestorm, very classic as well. So maybe this is how we're going to get a lot of classic characters. I am actually going to do a review of that Collector's Edition Wonder Woman tomorrow, I think, so stay tuned for that. But she is very classic as well. So it's nice to see we're getting some classic stuff here. How many times can I say classic in one video before I piss somebody off, I wonder? Let's get them out of here. That said, it's crazy that this Abyss is like the tallest figure here. It's a little wild. He's just supposed to be like a one-off Batman villain. Said this course would not be one of my videos without bringing in the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulas. Right there. And the 11th Spawn. Which unfortunately you can't use that fire punch on, because it'd be cool to see him punching Necroplasm. Maybe on the Shadow Spawn that would work. I feel like it's keyed for the right hand, and Shadow Spawn only has an exposed left hand. I don't think it has spikes though, so maybe you can make it work. But at any rate, the infamous 11th Spawn towers over everyone. So with that being said, to wrap things up, some final thoughts. Overall, and even though good old Alan Scott Green Lantern here is technically, I think, the first figure to utilize this particular body buck, he definitely feels more like the third figure to utilize this particular body buck. And how fitting, because he is the third character utilizing this body buck that I've reviewed on this channel. That said, I wonder how many times I could say body buck before somebody gets pissed off. Body buck, body buck, body buck, body buck. But either way, my particular figure does have a couple of QC issues that is keeping me from enjoying it as much as I possibly could, given the fact that Alan Scott is not the best Green Lantern ever. That would have to be either John Stewart, Hal Jordan, or if we're talking aliens, Kilowog or Toma Ray. That said, I much prefer the Dread Lantern version of Alan Scott here. I mean, he does have the cool Danny Ketch Ghost Rider gauntlets, that flaming sword, and the flaming eyes. They just took a character design that is uncool and made it cooler than it had any right to be. And that's just how I roll. I like cool looking shit. This guy's cool looking, but not as cool looking as the version of Alan Scott we looked at earlier this week. So again, if you want to see me sing the praises of this body, check out that review. That said, the right hip on mine a little bit loose. I didn't mention that earlier. It's loose on the in and out, so that kind of sucks. And then the diaper on the left side is a little janky on my particular figure. Again, I don't know if that's warpage or what, but yeah, a bit bummed about that, but what are you gonna do? I'm sure there are more out there that are worse off than mine. And if I screwed up, I think I said the left hip, I meant the right. The right hip is the one that's loose. The left hip is very much okay. So with that being said, before I go on any more tangents, if you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.